Hey, what's up everyone? Ashley here. Welcome to Ashley Talks Movies. So I actually had a chance to watch Netflix's newest film, The Gray Man, in theaters. Now, this movie will be available on Netflix really soon. In fact, it'll be released on July 22nd, and that's going to be its official debut. There's been a lot of buzz around this movie, and that's understandable because, one, it has an all-star cast, including Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Billy Bob Thornton, and Alfre Woodard. And it's directed by the Russo brothers, who are known for their work on Captain America Winter Soldier, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, just to name a few. And also, a lot has been said about this movie's so-called $200 million budget. Before I do the full review for this movie, if you could do me a favor, could you please hit that subscribe button? I would really appreciate it. Also, hit that notification bell to get notified every time a new video is posted. Okay, on to the review. The Gray Man is a spy action thriller that follows Court Gentry, aka Sierra 6, who's played by Ryan Gosling. Now, he is a former convict turned CIA asset who finds himself the target of a global manhunt after he comes into the possession of some really damaging intel. And hot on his trail is the completely unhinged Lloyd Hansen, played by Chris Evans. And that all sounds really interesting, right? But the problem here is that the Russo brothers seem too focused on spectacle rather than story and character. As you can imagine, for a spy movie, there are a lot of different locations that these characters go to. They're in Bangkok, and then they're hopping all over Europe, right? And these locations look fantastic. And so do the set pieces. I mean, visually, this movie looks really, really good. But the story and the characters are so poorly developed. In fact, in many ways, The Gray Man feels like a knockoff of much better spy movies, such as Bourne, Bond, and even Mission Impossible. And they even make reference to some of these movies in the movie. Even the characters are so one-dimensional, despite the fact that they are played by some really great actors. And, you know, the actors do the most with what little they're given. Ryan Gosling, Chris Evans, Ana de Armas, Billy Bob Thornton, even Alfre Woodard, all do a fantastic job with their characters. Again, they're given a lot of cliche dialogue, and they're not really developed, but they do a good job with it, especially Ana de Armas, who she really just needs to be in her own action franchise. A very good one, too. Like, she needs a good action franchise to be in because she's great at action. And, I mentioned the dialogue, and I really want to stress how cliched this dialogue is. Like, the things that these characters have to say, especially Lloyd Hansen, Chris Evans' character. I mean, again, he's doing a great job with what he's given, but some of it is just so ridiculous. In many ways, the things that these characters say, especially some of the quippy one-liners that they deliver, really feel like they were the result of a Google search for how do spies speak, because it just doesn't make any sense. The movie definitely delivers on the action. In fact, all the trailers and teasers that have been released really hype up the action in this movie, and it's definitely there. I mean, you've got car chases, you've got explosions, you've got destruction of cities. It's all there. However, some of the fight scenes just look really poorly choreographed. And in some shots, you can barely see what's actually happening, which I hate. I like, if I'm going to see these fight scenes in movies, I want to see what's happening. I want to see who's fighting who and get a sense of what's going on. And that's not really the case here in many of the scenes in The Gray Man. Also, some of these action scenes are really CGI heavy, and the CGI is pretty bad. It's a shame because The Gray Man has all the makings of like a blockbuster franchise. But as I said earlier in my review, this movie just feels like a combination of all these other spy movies. It doesn't really stand out on its own. Like, there's very few things about this movie that are memorable, except for some of the bad parts about it, which I don't think was the goal there. And it just feels like such a waste because it has, this pedigree. It has a really great cast, and, the Russo brothers have done a great job with their previous Marvel films. And it has this $200 million, reportedly, $200 million budget. which, I'm sorry. After watching the movie and knowing that this movie apparently had a $200 million budget, I really want an itemized list of exactly where that money was spent, because it just feels like it should have been a better movie. And I know, some people will say, well, it's a Netflix movie, but, if Netflix is going in this direction with doing these types of movies, I need the quality to be better. And unfortunately, The Gray Man doesn't quite get there. So those are my thoughts on The Gray Man. Once you get a chance to watch the movie, come back and share your thoughts in the comment section below. While you're here, like this video, hit the thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this.